So if you've been looking at the housing market in the last few years, you've noticed a few things. One is that house prices went up and they kind of stayed up, even though mortgage interest rates went up considerably. And this, as we all know, has led to a major affordability crisis. So if you're one of the people who've been looking to get in a home, buy a home, and then all of a sudden you find yourself in this unfavorable economic condition, then this video is for you, because we're going to go through the facts about the market and also strategies that you can use to kind of rethink the environment that we're in. Hi, my name is Nicole Hamilton and I have a company called Homeownership. Hit the subscribe button and you'll find out when I upload a new video. I'm going to show you a graph that you may be familiar with. It's the Case-Shiller Housing Index, and it shows the price of housing in the last 10 years. As you can see, housing prices peaked in about 2022, and they haven't really come down much except in a few areas. And now let's look at the interest rate graph. As you can see, in the last few years, the interest rates really went up significantly. They just about doubled. So if you were looking at a home for, let's say, $500,000, you found that your mortgage payment was about 35% more than it would have been. So a lot of people are thinking that these numbers are going to come down, but that may not be the case. So if you're renting today, we're going to go through strategies that you can use to overcome the affordability crunch and stay on the path to homeownership. Stay tuned till the end of this video to download my free resource called The Formula for Homeownership. So if you want to buy a home, but you don't feel like you could afford one, then you're going to be renting, right? So let's look at the rental market. You can see that compared to the housing prices, if you're going to buy a house, the rental market is also going up. So you can see that the affordability crunch isn't a home buyer's crunch, it's a housing crunch. So how do you get out of the affordability crunch for housing in general? Well, what if you could conjure up a magical land where your costs stayed exactly the same and you never had to pay more month over month? Well, that, my friends, is what the 30-year fixed mortgage does. So if you have a 30-year fixed mortgage, your mortgage payment is the same every single goddamn month for the rest of the term of that mortgage. So now let's look at some strategies that you can use to apply to being a homeowner that maybe you didn't think about before, that are really effective even in this economic environment. Strategy number one, reduce your target house price. So in order to get something a little more affordable, you might want to consider something at a slightly lower price that you could find by looking at a different area, or considering a smaller lot, or one less bedroom or bathroom, and things like that. And you can also work with a mortgage professional to try to see what the right fit would be for you, that you can get to your goal a little bit faster. And I also have a free resource called The Formula for Homeownership that lets you play around with numbers and find the right fit for you in terms of affordability. Strategy number two is to buy a house and create a rental unit. You can see this becoming a lot more popular as states change their zoning laws. So in California, you can add a rental unit a lot more easily than you used to be able to. And in New York City and other places, you can do things like add a basement apartment and things like that because of the affordability crunch. Strategy number three, buy a home with a partner or a family member. So someone in your life who has the same goals as you in terms of being a homeowner. You can have a lawyer draft up a contract that makes sure that both of your needs are met and that the contract is clear from the start. Strategy number four, consider alternate financing ideas. So a lot of people are under the impression that you have to put a 20% down payment on a house, and that's not true. You can look at FHA loans that require 3.5% down, or even conventional loans for as little as 3% down, freeing up a lot more of your money. You can also look at paying points. So paying points on a mortgage is a way that you pay down the interest rate in this high interest rate environment. Paying a little more up front reduces your interest rate so that your monthly payments are less. I'm going to put a link in the notes to more information about points if you think that might be a strategy for you. So I want you to think big about some of the strategies that you can use and get creative about how you can overcome this sort of perpetual march upward of housing costs. And like I said before, the ideal way to get out of inflationary housing costs is to get yourself into a 30-year fixed mortgage. And that may seem completely far-fetched right now to you, but I have a resource called the Formula for Homeownership that really helps you plot out strategies that you can use, effective ways to get into homeownership.